Welcome back. We can bring you more now on the presidency's efforts at trying to resolve the crisis between herdsmen and farmers in some parts of northern Nigeria. The permanent secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Mr. Sonny Echono, told journalists in Abuja recently that the federal government is creating huge employment among youth through farming.
These are key members of the nation's Ministry of Agriculture. They have the president's mandate to address issues affecting the sector, and various committees were set up to make recommendations on how the issues can be tackled. The committees are on the operations of the federal government, storage facilities, the development of grazing reserves and stock routes nationwide, Committee for the Revitalization of Agricultural Extension Service, and the Committee for the Resuscitation of the Textile Industry. One after the other, chairmen of the committees submitted their reports to the permanent secretary. The permanent secretary explained the federal government is looking at the sector to develop a strategy to address unemployment and generate revenue.
We are indeed poised to ensure that we kickstart, sustain the current efforts, and also galvanize all resources to ensure that, first, we are able to provide food for our people, we are able to create employment for our youths, and we are also able to add value and reduce the avoidable resources we are currently spending in terms of foreign exchange on importation of food items and other raw materials, like especially sugar and fish.
The Committee on Developing Grazing Reserves recommended that the federal government should enforce the law establishing grazing reserves to prevent the frequency of clashes between herdsmen and farmers. The committee also recommended that for government to get the best benefit of the nation's livestock, a national census should be conducted on all livestock in the country.
The livestock subsector really has not been given much attention as it should be. And we felt that if we're diversifying our economy towards agriculture, we should also diversify agriculture and look at the other subsectors, livestock, fisheries, and we felt that for this to happen in the medium term, and we're talking about from 13 months to about 36 months, there is a need to establish a national livestock development authority.
The federal government is hoping to shift the economy away from so much reliance on crude oil, and agriculture is critical in this direction. Hopefully, these recommendations will give the needed direction to develop the agricultural sector.
Rice and cassava production will receive a boost in Anambra State as the state says it intends to take part in the $174.85 million agricultural project sponsored by the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and the African Development Bank. About 1.6 billion naira will be expended on agricultural program activities in the state, and Anambra qualified for the project because of its commitments to rice and cassava production in the last 1 year. While receiving the delegation from the Federal Ministry of Agriculture under the aegis of Agricultural Development Transformation Support Group in Awka, the Governor, Willie Obiano, expressed high hopes that the support will complement what the state is already doing in agriculture.
Diversification of the economy following the fall in crude price is increasingly becoming the way to go. Anambra State in this direction is recording success, especially with rice production. The state's rice production has attracted investment worth $200 million. This has caught the attention of the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and the African Development Bank to the state, with lifeline of 1.6 billion naira to support rice and cassava production.
The objective of this program is to contribute to food and nutrition security, employment generation, and wealth creation along selected value chains of interest, because the focus of this program is going to be categories value chain: rice, sorghum, and cassava. And for Anambra State, the focus will be on rice and cassava.
Governor Willie Obiano appreciates this contribution, and it was also an opportunity to inform his august visitors how his administration has contributed to this growth in the agricultural sector.
When I took over, Anambra was producing 80,000 metric tons of rice per annum. And we consume about 350,000 metric tons. So the gap is clear. Our first successful story is COSAT Farms. It has 2,850 hectares of land to cultivate rice. As we speak, it's done about 400 hectares. I went to see it about 3 weeks ago. And those rice are doing very well.
Presently, the Anambra State government says it has procured 102 tractors for mechanized farming to be fully operational, while distribution of improved seedlings and stalks have continued since last year. With this latest partnership, agriculture in Anambra will no doubt receive a boost.
The nation's economy now with Anne Mamadou, who has business news.
First Bank. You first.
Hello and welcome to Business News. The World Bank has ranked Nigeria 170 out of 189 countries to ease doing business. Last year, the country was ranked 175. Reacting to this, Nigeria's Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, says the federal government needs to do more to make it easier for domestic and international investors to set up their businesses and may consider setting up one agency to reduce bureaucratic delays.
I think that the Nigerian government has done a bit, but we need to do even more. The most important thing is cleaning up the business environment and making it easier, just making it easier. See, we at the moment, we're said to be one of the more difficult countries to do business in. And it's not because we don't have the laws. It's more because we have so many bureaucratic bottlenecks, so many hurdles, that it's so difficult for people to just come in, start their business and move on. And I think that that's really what we need to do. We need to work on that business environment. Our NIPC, that's the Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission, we need to do something about our one-stop agency, so that you have a one-stop shop for doing practically all your pre-investment approvals and all of those kinds of things.
Nigeria's Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo. The Nigerian local content policy has received another boost with the growth in the number of in-country capacity by Nigerian companies. The latest is the unveiling of the 90mm stainless clad separator built by Energy Works Technologies at the fabrication yard of Nest Oil in Port Harcourt, the Rivers State capital. It's a feat that has continued to be celebrated by the company's management and the Executive Secretary, NCDMB, Mr. Denzel Kantebe.
It's a gathering of the management and staff of Energy Works Technology Limited, their allies in the oil and gas industry, and other guests at the company's premises in Port Harcourt, the Rivers State capital. They are here to celebrate the unveiling and sail away of the first ever Nigerian-built 90mm stainless steel clad separator. And the report is good for local content.
This is a milestone for the country. This is a milestone for Africa. This is a milestone for those who feel that local contents cannot bring good things. We have shown that we can bring good things and we can even surpass that. This is the first of its kind in the country. And as you can see, this is awesome. We're not telling stories. We're not looking at pictures. We're looking at the live thing way back behind us there.
The managing director of Energy Works is upbeat on the new pressure vessel.
It's a Shell project, SPDC project. They have some reservoirs they are operating that due to natural depletion, their pressures will be going down, and they needed to boost the pressure to be able to supply this into NLNG. So the pressure vessels are part of the compression facilities. There's a compressor that will be supplied by some others, but the pressure vessel will be used to compress the gas at low pressure and take it to the very high pressure of about 100 bar. That's 1,400 psi.
He couldn't be more fulfilled at this feat. Dr. Ernest Obiejesi, superintendent over the Nigerian company that delivered this first. It tells us what it means to him, the company and the sector.
The impact of this in the local content policy, of the federal government of Nigeria is that it's actually shown that a local company can actually perform this feat internally without any support from outside Nigeria. So it shows that the local content policy or the local content development board is doing its job, because you can say that a local company was able to do this, which is the first one, in this part of the world, and I've done it successfully.
This 90mm steel-clad separator weighs about 83 tons, and for Energy Works Technology Limited, this pressure vessel, fabricated and delivered in Nigeria, is in keeping with the company's ultimate goal of seeing the oil and gas industry driven by 100% Nigerian content.
At the Nigerian Stock Exchange, the all-share index today gained 3.1% to close at 30,403.75 points, a positive outcome that has not been recorded in a very long time. Bolaji Akinwale tells us more.
Hello, welcome to the Stock Market Report. It was a profit level that has not been recorded for a long time. The all-share index gained 3.10% at the end of the midweek session to close at 31,403.75 points. The gains are led by Forte Oil, which recorded 8 naira 95 kobo to close at 202 naira 95 kobo. Dangote Cement garnered 8 naira 50 kobo, while Nigeria Breweries added 6 naira 5 kobo to close at 127 naira 5 kobo. On the flip side, Northern Nigeria Flour Mill dropped 73 kobo to close at 13 naira 99 kobo. It comes ahead of Belgium Paint, which lost 49 kobo from its share price to close at 9 naira 50 kobo. Champion Breweries shed 10 kobo to close at 4 naira 99 kobo. Insurance stock, Continental Insurance tops the volume chart with 51.76 million units of shares, while Zenith Bank pulled 42.17 million shares and Wapik with 37 million units of shares. At the end of the trading session, investors staked 3 billion naira for 336.1 million shares in 4,243 deals. And that's it on the Stock Market Reports. I am Bolaji Akinwale.
Thanks a lot, Bolaji. Nigeria's largest cement manufacturer, Dangote Cement, on Tuesday formally opened a $400 million cement and coal-powered facility in Ndola Town, that's in Zambia. This report takes a look at the investment benefits for the region and the Dangote Group.
Dangote Cement, a fully integrated cement company with projects and operations in Nigeria and over 12 other African countries, makes formal inroad to Zambia. With an installed capacity of 1.5 million metric tons per annum and a 30-megawatt coal plant to power the factory, this facility, located in Ndola Town, is part of a strategic plan to grow the African cement market.
East Africa is very, very important, but we're actually investing all over Africa, Central, Eastern, Southern, Western, and in the entire sub-Saharan Africa, because there's actual need. There's actual need of investing in infrastructure, and you cannot do infrastructure without cement.
This move is also expected to spearhead and encourage stronger economic integration in Africa, as well as strengthen bilateral trade between Nigeria and Zambia.
We've talked a lot about economic integration in Africa. There have been several conferences, several workshops, all manner of discussions have gone on. But the time to act is now, and it's really quite simple. There's nothing difficult about opening up our borders to each other. And this plant, the plant in Ndola, the Dangote cement plant in Ndola, is a perfect example of that kind of opening up, that kind of enterprise.
There is quite a lot of government support. We have actually done, quite a lot. There is a tax-free holiday, and a lot of incentives. The road construction, we're doing that, but we're allowed to take it out of our taxes. And they've been very, very helpful. Even, VAT, they've given us credit for the value-added taxes. So, they have done their very best. We've had a couple of issues at the beginning. This was about 4 years ago. But that has all been resolved, and we're a very, very happy investor here.
The Zambian cement plant is the 6th out of 14 cement plants owned by Dangote Cement. The company expects to commission more new plants before the end of the year. With this launch, Dangote Cement, the biggest quoted company in West Africa and the only Nigerian company on the Forbes Global 2000 companies, makes another landmark achievement as it lengthens its strides across Africa.
Well, that's it on Business News. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Anne Nwawadu. The rest of the news at 10 continues in a moment.
First Bank. You first.
Still ahead on the news at 10, Nigeria's Golden Eaglets wait anxiously to know their opponents as the 2015 FIFA Under-17 World Cup draws to a close tomorrow in Chile. Please stay with us.